Hello and welcome back to the Magical Lane. I'm your host, Maggie Jane, and today we have one of my favorite people here.
Hello.
Absolute favorite. This is Dev Reece. He is a model, a content creator, a beautiful soul, a dancer, and just a vibe of positive energy and light. And I'm so happy to have him on today. I'm so happy you're here. Finally, it's crazy because when I first started my podcast, I told him, pick a number. And he chose number 33 and the odds of me being back in Phoenix for episode 33.
Absolutely insane how it worked out.
Crazy. Because I
Yeah.
was telling him before I came back, I'm like, I don't want to do online with you. Like, I need to be in person, feeling that energy. And we're here.
Now, the way that the universe actually set this up, God, life, whatever you want to call it, I feel like was absolutely divine because, like, you said you didn't want to do it over, like, online.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't want to do, like, a webcast kind of thing.
No.
We both wanted to do it in person. And then you got booked at the perfect time for a commercial, which, by the way,
Thank you.
like, she deserves her flowers. But, like, at the perfect time to bring you back home so that we could record the 33rd podcast. Like, that is divine timing. Like, that is synchronicity at its best. Like,
I love it.
yeah.
That's our whole friendship, honestly.
Continuous synchronicities. Yeah, no, 100%. 100%.
How long have we been friends? It's been like 2 years.
Ooh, I just started modeling last year. So so this past on Central would have been our first year, so like a year and 6 months.
Basically 2
Basically
years.
two. Basically, yeah, forever.
A year and a half.
Lifetimes, because we knew each other in past lives.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was just like
Yeah.
instant connection.
Yes.
I love that. I remember that, meeting you at the casting, actually.
Mm-hmm.
That was so cute. You
Literally.
were so cute.
You just picked me up, and since then we've been running.
I love it. But today, we are going to be diving into content creation, how to make a living off of it, how to close the deals, how to know what brands want. Because, like, that's just the biggest question. What the fuck do these brands want out here? And how to give them the best. And keep giving them the best, because they'll want you back. So we're going to dive into that with Dev. And the first question I want to ask you is, what brought you into this creative journey?
Yeah, so I've always wanted to be a content creator.
Yeah.
Like, ever since, like, the YouTube vlogger days, like, I wanted to be a content creator. Like, I used to make videos with my sister, and, like, they were, like, prank videos.
I could totally see that.
Yeah, I'm sure if you looked them up on YouTube, like, you could probably still find an old account.
I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, I've just always wanted to, like, entertain people. So, like, it's always been a facet of, like, wanting to entertain. And then as I grew, not only wanting to entertain, but also, like, educate people. So both of those things kind of just had, like, hand in hand. And I felt like the best way to kind of go about that to, like, reach the masses was social media.
Yeah.
And I kind of knew that from a very young age. So opportunities kind of really just, like, aligned for me. Once again, more synchronicities.
Yes.
But just following the open doors, following, like, any of the opportunities that I felt like could flourish into, I don't know, anything, more connections, more podcasts, like, you know what I mean? Just, like, following the open doors, like,
Yeah.
But started from a young age, and it was really just about, like, entertaining, and then grew into educating people.
I love that. What would you say is, like, the first thing you really started to, like, educate on? What was that focus? What were you trying to teach the people?
My very first, like, creative passion, I felt, was really, like, my style embodying, like, I don't know, your own essence.
Yeah.
And teaching other people how to kind of do that, because I feel like that's not something that's very common. Like, a lot of people just kind of follow trends, or,
Yeah.
like, they don't really have their own unique
Personal style.
Exactly. And so, like, because I was able to kind of, like, cultivate somewhat of that on my own, I was like, I want to be able to teach other people how to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you do that so well.
Yeah. So
I love your, like, he is fly all the time. That's
Thank
one thing I
you.
really, really love about you, is just, like, you always show up as you.
Thank you.
And there's, like, There's nobody else.
Yeah, and there's so many different ways to go about it too, because like
Yeah.
some days, I don't know, I feel like embracing more of like my masculine energy, and some days I feel like embracing more of my feminine energy, and being able
Yeah.
to just kind of like explore and experience that through my style.
Mm-hmm.
It's extremely like liberating and empowering. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I feel you. For
Yeah.
me, I've always like growing up, I was always dressing in like masculine energy. I was wearing basketball shorts to school, hair in a ponytail, jeans and t-shirt,
Yo.
and then like honestly probably a year or so before I moved out to Arizona and started getting into modeling. Yeah.
Flip switched.
Yeah. But even now I'm just like I love pants.
Yeah.
But not that that's entirely masculine. Like pants are a feminine thing too. So it's interesting. I've been diving into that and just like really trying to figure out my style.
Yeah, and develop and cultivate your own.
Yeah.
Which can both embrace the masculine parts of like your childhood, like the
Yeah.
basketball shorts, the pants, but
Yeah.
also like turning this new leaf and like embracing the femininity with it, with like
Yeah.
light colors, having your hair up. Like
Yeah.
I feel like there's time and place for both, and you can do both at the same time.
Yeah, I'm wearing pretty bows in my hair.
You know? You get it.
Yeah. But so you mostly create on TikTok.
Yes, TikTok is currently my like main platform. I feel like I'm gonna kind of start shifting focus towards Instagram.
Okay.
It's just a matter of integrating, I don't know, because like currently my Instagram is solely focused on my style. It's solely focused on like fashion
Yeah.
content
Yeah.
and integrating like my humor and like funny personality into that.
I would love to see
like
that.
You know what I mean? Like because a lot of
Yeah.
people don't get to see that unless they
No.
follow me on TikTok.
Your TikTok's so funny.
So like I want to be able to do both.
And you totally can.
Which you can. It's just
Yeah.
a matter of like how you even said at the beginning, giving brands what they want.
Yeah.
And when it comes to Instagram, right now we're in this weird time frame of like shifting from the aesthetically curated feeds into like this just more natural life, like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like
humanness.
And so
Yeah.
like being able to actually be like, okay, like people are going to be okay with me being my funny self on Instagram. Like I don't just have to be pretty
Yeah.
anymore. Like I feel like stepping into that has kind of been a challenge, but I know that it's
That's fair.
yeah. It's my next step.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like bringing out this whole new identity.
Yes.
Because on Instagram, like, it's fashion dev.
Yes.
It's model dev.
Yes.
And now we're going to get ruthless, hilarious.
Yes. Just like
slightly inappropriate.
unfiltered dev. Yes. Yeah.
Very inappropriate.
Yeah.
But I love that. I love that. So I used to make content a lot on TikTok, and I like grew, I had like 12K followers on TikTok, and I wasn't like working with brands. I was just posting the most random bullshit on there. They kicked me out of it, but I did get an opportunity to join the like TikTok creator platform.
The creator fund. Yeah.
How, like, what's your opinion on that? Because I've heard that it's really hard to make money there. So what's your...
So
I know you do it for a living, so
yeah, with the TikTok creator platform, I honestly do say that is one of the more difficult ways to go about monetizing your account.
Okay.
You have to have a certain amount of followers.
Yeah, isn't it 10K?
I don't know what the requirements are right now.
Okay.
I do believe that it is a couple thousand followers.
Yeah.
You have to have a couple thousand followers. You have to have a certain amount of video views within 30 days. So they look back every 30 days. And every 30 days, you have to have 100, 200,000 followers. Or not followers, but like view count.
Damn.
Constantly like viewing your profile. Constantly viewing your content.
So could you get kicked out if you like go below?
Not technically kicked out, but certain videos won't qualify for monetization.
Okay, interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
So like, and then with that being said, all of the videos that count towards monetization have to be over a minute long now. So
I love that though.
But short form content now you can't monetize, which like
Really?
I mean not as easily as you could, like unless you're making brand deals.
True.
Because of the way that it's set up, they all have to be over a minute long. And short form used to be like everyone's bread and butter.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But personally, don't make the majority of my money from the TikTok Creator Fund.
Okay.
I still focus on a lot of short form content. Solely because also with where our attention spans are.
Yeah.
People aren't really leaning towards long form just yet.
I feel like we're kind of...
We're edging towards it.
We're getting
We're
there.
edging towards it. We're
Yeah.
edging towards long form again and written and storytelling. So like there's going to be a time and place. But like currently I'm not doing every video over a minute long.
Yeah.
So like if you look at my page, you'll probably see like 1 out of 5 is over a minute long.
Okay.
But the rest of them are going to be short form just because that's what the majority of people are currently consuming.
Yeah.
But I still want to also have like stuff that's monetizable and that's like true to my like audience, true to myself. So like that's usually like where more so the longer form content comes in.
Mm-hmm.
That's more so like me introducing myself, like being a little bit more like human and not so much more like voiceover work or just like trending audios.
Yeah.
Because those are the ones that are going to bring people to your page currently. Like those are the ones that are going to like continuously like go viral. But yeah.
You just got to draw them in somehow.
Exactly. Draw them in with the short form and then get them to fall in love with you with the like long form.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's kind of my vibe. Like I'm definitely gearing more towards long form.
Mm-hmm.
Like as y'all know, I was off Instagram. I'm like kind of
dipping your toes back in.
Yeah. I still feel weird. But I'm just focusing on like the hour-long podcast.
Yeah.
10 to 20, 30-minute vlogs. Like I love that shit.
No, I love that. And that I feel like is also going to be what gets us to this next level of like being in the long form content. Like people like you who are currently like, you want to know what? I don't care if people are currently only consuming short form. I'm making long form content because I want to make long form content.
Exactly.
Like, you know? Yeah.
What is your like main money making platform then?
So my main money making platform is still going to be TikTok.
Okay.
Just not through the TikTok creative program.
Okay.
So I still do majority of like my brand deals through TikTok. Because of my following, like a lot of brands will work with me because I like compared to Instagram, I only have like 3,000 followers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not to say I haven't gotten brand deals through Instagram with my following, but like the majority, they look at like my TikTok account. But you know, I feel like the majority of my income comes through brand deals on TikTok, and those are going to be like stuff that they post.
Okay.
So like more so
you're
like
not posting it.
Some of it, yeah. But more so UGC or like you know like style, yeah. But that is more so like my avenue. A lot of it is voiceover work. So like if you ever like scroll through TikTok and you see like a Clash of Clans ad, like you could hear my voice in the background.
Yeah.
You know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Lots of ad work. That's currently like where a lot of my income is coming from. But yeah. Lots of it on TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of it on TikTok.
Would you ever like dive more into voiceovers?
100%, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like
you have a great voice.
Thank you. Thank you. And the way that I'm able to, I don't know, like I have a lot of different characters that I can play.
Yeah.
Because of the way that I've had to like learn how to like change the inflection of my voice, like there's range.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I would love to do full on like voiceover work. I definitely picture myself having like an anime character at some point.
Okay.
Like with my voice.
I could see that.
You know what I mean? Like
yes.
You'll hear me on the screens.
You should start marketing yourself more as like voiceover on like LinkedIn, shit like that.
Real.
Yeah.
Real. And even promoting more of that on social media because like I said, like getting yourself out there, like currently like social media is the way to do it.
Yeah. Have you heard of the app Fiverr?
Mm-hmm.
Do that. Post your voiceover, put a rate.
You know what I mean?
Hire you. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just to get your name out there.
That's actually smart. That's Brian.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
I love that. So when it comes to brand deals, would you say that you're reaching out mostly, or are they reaching out, or is it pretty 50-50?
Pretty 50-50.
Okay.
Yeah, so at the beginning it was a lot of like outreach on my end,
Yeah.
but establishing relationships with brands, getting an agent, like I don't know, I feel like it really does help so that the communication really does kind of like become a 50-50.
Yeah.
So that you're not having to put in all of the work.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot of
It's a
work,
lot.
especially from the jump. Like
Yeah.
getting rejections, not getting emails back, like it's disheartening.
Mm-hmm. So diving more into that, what did those like outreach look like? What were kind of like run through your template? What were you messaging brands?
Yeah,
Whenever
so
you had that like low following,
you're
not a
definitely
lot of
going to want to start
experience.
off by like introducing yourself.
Yeah.
These brands don't know who you are,
Yeah.
you know? Unless you're like a massive creator, like these brands don't know who you are. They don't care who you are.
Facts.
So, like,
They
like,
don't.
so you have to like introduce yourself, set yourself aside from all of these other content creators. That's why they say it's like important to niche down. I personally try not to niche down as much as possible
Yeah.
on my TikTok. As you can see on my Instagram, like that's not the case. But that also does favor towards the current like trajectory of where Instagram is. Like they want you to niche down. But
I don't like that.
not at all. I'm a multifaceted human being.
My niche is that I like to talk.
And I can talk about anything. Set yourself aside, like introduce yourself, tell them like what kind of content you make. So for me, it was like I make relatable content that is focused towards humor, style, and then entertaining and engaging with my audience.
Yeah.
And I would give them my metrics on like previous videos. I'd give them my metrics on previous brands I've worked with.
Okay.
And then you kind of want to gas them up. Next step. Like,
yeah,
I am absolutely in love with your brand. I followed you for X amount of time. These are the products that I'm currently in love with. These are the services that I'm currently in love with, whatever they happen to do. Literally like act like their biggest fan, because at the end of the day, like that's what you have to be when you're promoting their content, or
yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So like make that known as well. And then from the jump, it was a lot of like, let me know if you're open to working with me, like collaboration style.
Yeah.
So a lot of it wasn't like, these are my rates. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Doing that at the start is kind of like,
yeah.
You can try.
You can try. And like I have heard success stories as well of
Yeah.
people just being like, you know, like I'm starting as a UGC creator. I am immediately charging these rates.
Yeah.
And it has worked for them. But I feel like in my personal experience, outside of even just content creation, being able to collaborate and being open to collaborate has brought me more opportunities than the single one that brought me like a paycheck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Doing something for free today might bring me 10 more paid opportunities.
Facts.
You know?
Yeah.
So like being open to the collaborations was like extremely important, and letting them know that from the jump. But yeah, letting them know that you're a fan, introducing yourself, and then basically like letting them know that you're open to collaboration.
Is that still what your outreaches look like now?
It's shifted. It's still the same like 3 steps, but I've also now introduced my rates.
True.
You know what I mean? So now I'm like, I expect a check. Like,
are you open to sharing your rates?
Yeah, so if it's a story post, I'm usually getting paid anywhere from $100 to $300.
Okay.
And that's on Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's for my Instagram, because now I do have followers from TikTok that have transferred over to Instagram, along with the fact that I'm constantly growing my own Instagram account.
Oh, it's okay.
Gotta pick up ads. But, so that's for a story post. And then when it comes to feed posts, that definitely ranges as to like how many feed posts. If I'm only going to be doing one, it's usually once again like $100 to $300.
Okay.
And then if it's multiple, I'm usually going upwards to like 1,000, 1,500.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then if once again a brand doesn't have a budget, I'm still very much so a part of like collaboration. So like, what can I do to make this work for you?
Yeah.
Like, if you can't afford my rates, what can you afford so that we can still work together?
Yeah, that's so important, being able to like kind of maneuver and negotiate in a way.
Extremely important as a like up and coming content creator, especially.
Yeah, because you can't be like, well, if you can't pay me, I don't want you.
Exactly.
Like, that's
No.
not gonna get you that far.
Mm-mm.
You gotta be willing, and also like, I feel like if you're willing to like negotiate, like that just shows like, one, you're not all in it for the money.
Exactly.
You're not just a gold digger out here for these brands. You're not just pay me.
Exactly.
And I'll make some basic posts for you.
Yeah, no, exactly. And that's another thing, is like having integrity with your posts, like working with brands that you actually like, not just working with brands because they're popular or because you want to check.
Yeah.
You know?
That's like one thing that I really was intentional with, just starting and modeling in general, like even modeling for brands. Like, I'm not just gonna work with anybody if I would not personally use this or support this. Like, if it, because like, I'm not just a model out here, like I'm building a brand, I'm building a whole
100%.
foundation for myself. I'm like, I have my own mission here.
Exactly.
So I want to work with people that align with that, because like later on down the road, if somebody sees the past work I did, they're like, why did you work with this person? I'm like, I don't really know. So I don't want to avoid that entirely.
Literally, no, and then keep your integrity throughout the entire time that you are building your brand. Because at the end of the day, are also, like you said, your own brand.
Yeah.
These companies might have their own brand, but like at the end of the day, you as a content creator, you as a model, you as an actor, like all these other things, like you are your own brand. You are the face of your own brand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great thing.
Yeah.
And I feel like with like a lot of like the big celebrities, like I think people kind of forget that like they are their own brand.
Yeah.
Like with like Bella Hadid and all of her partnerships, like yes, she just launched a brand, but she's the face of her own brand.
Yes.
It's just an extension of her as her brand.
Yes.
So yeah, it's
great way to look
it's
at
so
it.
important to like establish, know who you are, know what you're aligned with, and then go from there. Don't just like reach out to anybody.
100%.
Yeah, it's interesting, because I feel like I was definitely a little desperate when I got started modeling.
It happens. Yeah, it happens.
Because you want to build that experience.
Exactly, you want the exposure.
Yeah, but I got a nice reality check real quick. I was like, okay, let's take a step back out here. Somebody was like, you don't want your face everywhere, especially like when you're first starting. I feel like, I don't know. It's like there's a fine line.
There's a fine
line with it.
Definitely agree.
Yeah. So what does like your typical content look like? I know you were talking about like the short form and long form, but what is that ads looking like? Are they sending you products to use?
It depends. So yeah, I've definitely received product. I've received PR. When it comes to like the ads, if it's a physical product ad, I either go to store to buy it and then they comp me. Okay. Or they'll send me the physical product and then also do like billables. So like they'll pay me for the content that I make. A lot of them, sometimes they're flat rates, and then some of them are going to be like ad revenue. So depending on how good the ad is how much I make. But those ones are the ones that you see like while you're scrolling on your FYP. So those are going to be like the Clash of Clans one that I said, like where it's a guy up in the corner and then he's literally like acting like he's playing Clash of Clans. Yeah. And then at the end of it, it's like, download Clash of Clans today. You know what I mean? Like, so a lot of it's like that kind of content. I was recently doing a lot of dating content, so you might have seen some of that, like me with another actress acting like we were in a relationship. Yeah. It's UGC, so it's like stuff that you would like naturally see while you're scrolling on your For You page, so it doesn't feel like an ad. Yeah. You know? Yeah. Yeah, a lot of it's like that, but it's usually like 15 to 30 seconds. And then that's usually like if it's like games, apps, that kind of stuff. If it's physical products, they usually want like a little bit more. So it's like 30 to a minute. And then that's like product application. Yeah. That's like the experience, really just selling it. So it's more so like, how does this make me feel? What was my personal experience versus like just getting a viewer engaged and excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going into that and like engagement, what have you found to be like the best ways to really engage, get the best views?
Depends on what kind of content creator you want to be. Because
Okay.
controversy works like
Yeah.
crazy. Like if you want people to engage with your content, all you have to do is say one controversy thing at the beginning of your video, and you're there. You are going viral. But it's also like you don't want to be a rage baiter. You don't want to be
Yeah.
like a clickbaiter. Like you don't want to have that be your main. You don't want that to be your niche.
Yeah.
You know, and like a lot of huge content creators, like that's their thing. Like a lot of couple creators, like the pranking videos, like a lot of that kind of stuff is very much so like rage bait, clickbait. Like
Yeah.
it's just solely to get an emotional reaction, like a visceral reaction.
Yeah.
And
it works.
And it works.
It
and
works.
It works. And it works.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So doing things that are controversial, I would say doing things that elicit emotion. Like, yeah, those are like definitely things that help you, I don't know, get the viewer's attention.
Yeah.
And then also editing styles.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like it's so like I'm happy with like social media because I do feel like it's gearing more towards just being your own individual.
Yeah.
And not necessarily like following all the trends or
Yeah.
just like everyone's putting their own personal style into it.
100%.
And I love that. So even with like anything you hear from this episode, do your own personal style. Know what that is. And like these are just tips, some advice from a real life content creator.
But cultivate your own personal style.
Yeah.
I like that as like a chef's kiss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And going back to like the whole niche thing and like the controversy, like I'm just now building out my YouTube, and like I'll be talking to Elijah about like what thumbnails to do, and he's like, well, you want to get something to like draw their attention and like something people like, because I don't always put the name of my podcast episode in my thumbnail.
Okay.
So he's just like saying like telling me to put something different, and there's something in me that just feels weird about doing that.
It
just
feels
like,
wrong.
Yeah. Just like trying to like get them to click on it, even though that's not entirely what I'm talking about. It's interesting.
With YouTube culture, it's extremely prevalent though.
Yeah.
Like
I know.
With YouTube culture, like that's a thing. Like
I know.
It's very much so clickbait.
Yeah.
Like especially your titles. Like that's the first thing people are gonna like see, that in your thumbnail.
Yeah.
So it's like using those two things, because they're tools,
Mm-hmm.
as the tools that they are, to actually actively get people to engage with your content. Like,
yeah,
I don't disagree with his sentiment.
No, I don't either. It just brings up some weird feelings in me. Maybe I'm just gonna go work on that.
It's because it doesn't feel authentic. I get it.
Yeah.
But it's also, how do you make it authentic?
Yeah.
You know?
I've been doing my best
with
it, because like I'm still making it engaging, and like I'll put extra work into the thumbnails. Good. But I'm not like, if it doesn't align, if it is not talking about what I'm actually talking about, I'm not gonna put it in there.
But like, okay, so let's say, I don't know, for example, today's podcast, instead of labeling it Speaking with Dev, the content creator.
Yeah.
Unlocking content creation secrets.
Yeah.
Unlocking the tips and tricks to becoming a content creator.
Yeah.
Like exposing the tips and tricks to becoming a content creator. Like those kinds of.
Yeah. See, I like that though, just like getting the intriguing words.
You know.
Because that is what we're doing.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like you're not being misleading. It's just a matter of like how you frame it.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of framing.
That's kind of what I'm trying to work on more.
Gotcha.
Is just like finding those words.
Gotcha.
And like I be Googling, I'm like, what's the best word around this topic to use? And like Google will give you a bunch of words. So I'm like, cool.
Let me go this one.
And it even tells you like the most like engaging words overall. Just like
that's actually really interesting.
Words that like exciting or discover, like things like that. So it's interesting.
That is good to know, and I will definitely be using that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What has been your favorite brand or like brands you've worked with?
I don't know if I want to sponsor any of them. I'm just kidding.
This is not sponsored.
This is not sponsored. No, I'm just kidding. But honestly, they're probably fragrance brands.
Yeah?
I'm a slut for a good fragrance. No, I love smelling
You do
good.
always smell good.
Yeah, I love to smell good. So
Yeah.
some fragrance brands that I've worked with, Killian, they're probably one of my favorites.
I don't know if I've heard of them.
They're a luxury like designer brand, but they're
Okay.
probably one of my favorites.
Again, not sponsored.
Not sponsored. Another one is probably Joe Malone. Joe Malone. They're really popular. Okcha. I actually just started working with Okcha. This one can be sponsored because I'm really excited to work with Okcha.
Yeah, if you want to sponsor the podcast.
Like, really excited to work with you, Okcha. I actually just finished an ad for them today.
Yeah?
So that was really cool. Like 15 minutes before I pulled up, I finished an ad for Okcha.
Period.
Yes.
That's why you were late.
Yeah. Yeah, no, literally.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
What does that content look like for those brands?
So for this brand, for Okcha, they had me do a testimonial.
Okay.
They sent me product and they had me do an honest review.
Yeah.
So they just released, Okcha is very much so known for inspired by imitations. So designer luxury brands will usually release a fragrance or a perfume for a couple hundred, like upwards to like, you know, like they're not cheap.
Yeah.
They're not cheap. Like they're something that you are going to get your money's worth because they're intended to be worn for a duration of time.
Yeah.
You know? So Okcha's more so known for inspired by, so it's a little bit more affordable.
Okay.
And they sent me a whole handful of fragrances and just asked me for a testimonial. So I got to do fragrance testing. So testing out all of the fragrances they sent me and then basically rating them on a scale. Like, oh, I'm giving this one 5 stars. I'm giving this one 3 stars. I'm giving this one 5 stars. A lot of them were 5 stars, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
A lot of them were 5 stars, especially because they were so spot on with like how the imitation was. Like they smelled like the true fragrances.
Well, like what are the examples of like what were the fragrances?
One of my favorites was, so the designer brand is Donna Born in Roma, and then Okcha released Love in Rome.
Okay.
And it's gonna be a woody, fruity, and vanilla fragrance.
Okay.
It's slightly feminine, but not overtly feminine.
Yeah.
It's extremely delectable, and I would say like not too much or overpowering for like your senses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's important.
It's extremely delectable, but
that's
like
important.
That one was a 5 stars. But that one was just a testimonial. And then yeah, those are my brands. Those are the brands that I like to work with.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Have you been working with fragrance for a while now? Or is that something new that you're just really loving?
Yeah, so that is actually something that I'm just now kind of stepping into.
Okay.
This past year has been like the most that I have worked with fragrance brands. And I'm really enjoying it. I do see my content gearing towards fragrances and style.
Okay.
I
feel like they go together.
You know, they really do, hand in hand. Like pairing this for like a date night. And then like also doing like a date night outfit kind of like content idea.
Yeah.
Like,
and then
like
the ads, like the dating ads too.
You know, it just hand in hand.
Oh, sorry. I'm just dying. The allergies out here are fucking. That's why I'm like dying over here.
And she refuses to sip water.
Facts. Well, it's kind of hard. Do you want to hold this real quick?
We're taking turns.
Yes. Yeah. What does your like day to day look like? What's the lifestyle? Let's get into it.
It ranges and it varies, and that is something that I will say that I love about being a content creator, and I hate about being a content creator. It's a double-edged sword. You are your own boss.
Yeah.
I missed 3 of the ads that were due yesterday. I had a deadline, and instead of prioritizing the work that I had to get done, I prioritized my current goals in my personal life.
Yeah.
And I fell through on my brands. So like those deals didn't go through and I'm gonna have to talk to them and make up for that. But like because of that, like I said, it is very much like ranging day to day. If I want to wake up early and get all of my work done for the day, I can do so.
Mm-hmm.
If I want to sleep in until noon and then get my work done in the evening, I can do so.
Yeah.
But it really just does depend. Like normally, I try to get up early, try to make myself like feel settled into my day,
Mm-hmm.
get myself started with my gratitude, my morning gratitude routine.
Yes.
Gots to do it.
Yeah.
Make myself my coffee, take care of my dog. And then once I'm like mentally here, then I'll be like, okay, so like, do I want to get like physically active? Do I want to take my dog for a walk? Do I want to go to like the gym? Do I want to just like an at-home workout? And then after that is when I'm like, okay, now let's get serious. Like, let's get to work.
Yeah.
But after that, I try and hang out with like family because my family all know you're in Phoenix.
Aww.
Everyone's
Yay.
here. I got them on the move.
Oh, yeah.
So try to hang out with my family. That has been very, very important to me lately. And then usually by then it's the end of the day. So it's
Yeah.
like rinse, repeat. And then if I have any projects that pop up that are outside of like content creation, like modeling or photo shoots, or even just like going to events like last night, I have to kind of like really readjust my schedule.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I end up missing deadlines. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah.
Yeah. I noticed like when I first started being my own boss and
Mhm.
just like having control of my whole schedule, it is hard because we're
Yeah.
like so used to just getting told what to do every day.
100%. We're like
Getting
we're
our
used.
schedules handed to us.
Yes.
So it's really interesting. How like on average, how long do you say that you work on ads every day?
Depends on the day. So like
And
this
like how many do you do?
yeah, this morning I had 4 that were due
Okay.
and that took me 2 hours. So that wasn't bad. 2 of them were voiceovers, one of them was a testimonial,
Okay.
and then the other one was like gaming style.
Mm.
Yeah. So that one includes like me acting and then doing a voiceover. Um if it's just voiceover work, I can usually bust those out pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've gotten really good at my voiceover work.
I love that.
A majority
It's
of
meant to
it,
be.
you know, it's meant to be. But a majority of it, like the time that actually goes into it is like the editing process. Like the editing process actually takes
Yeah.
so much time.
Yeah.
So like being able to get it right the first time, I feel like is also another like part that's kind of crucial. Just so you don't have as many takes, you don't have to go back and do as many cuts, like this, that, and the next. But I'll usually spend a couple hours a day.
Yeah.
And then if I can, I'll set myself up for success and get like batched content done.
Yeah.
So that I don't have to work every single day.
Yeah.
So then I can just have days where it's like, okay, well, today I just want to hang out with friends. Today I just want to wake up at noon and hang out with my dog. Today I just want to hang out with my family by the pool.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
That's so important when it comes to like any type of content.
Mm-hmm.
Batch, create.
Yeah. Batch your content.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you aren't like I've heard so many people talk about like, oh, I'm my own boss, but I'm still working 9 to 5 every single day. Like, okay, you need to shift.
You know what I mean?
You need to do something different.
Mm-hmm.
Because like that's at that point, that's on you.
No, 100%. At that point,
That's on you.
it's on you're your own boss.
Yeah.
You want to work that 9 to 5. Like, work that 9 to 5.
Yeah. Do you mind sharing your income?
It definitely ranges.
Yeah.
So
Like on your average week, what would you say you make?
I couldn't tell you weekly.
Okay.
Simply because I don't look weekly.
Okay, that's fair.
Like I have
That's
gotten
fair.
myself into a habit of not checking my bank account when like the money comes in, when it goes out. Like I've gotten in a
Yeah.
habit where I'm not checking my income statements when they're coming in, when they're coming out, because it's
Yeah.
like it's a lot.
Yeah.
But when I do, like at the monthly like check-in point,
Yeah.
because it ranges so much, it definitely depends on like the month, how much work I'm putting in.
Yeah. 100%.
You know, because
100%.
like February, I went to like New York Fashion Week.
Yeah.
Did not work for 2 weeks. And I felt that.
Yeah.
Like my paycheck reflected that.
It shows.
You know what I mean?
It shows.
You know?
But you had the time of your life.
Yes. I had the time of my life, so it was worth it. But
Yeah.
so it ranges from like anywhere from like $4,000 to like $15,000. And that's a good month.
Yeah.
That's me working my ass off. That
Yeah.
is me putting in the hours. And like that is me doing the outreach. That is me doing things that I was doing from the jump.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
Um
We love that.
Yeah, yeah. I do love it because I'm not solely having to like focus on like one avenue, I
Yeah.
guess. Now I'm like, okay, like I can sustain this on like TikTok, Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's nice, like, even though you're talking about things that you're having to do from like when you first started, that's, in my eyes, I kind of see that as like you have control over that.
Yeah.
Like you truly have control over how much you're making
100%.
by the amount of time you're putting in, the how many brands you're working with,
100%.
how many outreaches you do. So like, I love that.
100%. But then also like, I did say like I do also get paid based off of ad revenue.
Yeah.
So if my ads don't perform well for certain companies, like I'm also just not getting paid. Like I've made
True.
pennies off of content that I've like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've literally made less than $1 off of some of the videos that I've made. And then I've made thousands off of a single video.
So it's like a whole roller coaster.
Yes, it is definitely a give and take when it comes to being a content creator.
So like with that kind of inconsistency, how do you stay motivated? How do you stay confident? How do you continue building and growing?
I have blind faith.
We love it. You need it. You need it.
You definitely need it as a content creator. I feel like as a creative in any industry, really, like knowing that at the end of the day you're gonna make it.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a necessity.
100%.
And so with that, I'm just like, regardless if I'm making the 2, the 3, the 15, I've set myself up so I'm like, okay, I'm not worried if I'm, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that because it's so real.
Mm-hmm.
It's so real.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's how I live every day. I'm like, I'm gonna be good.
I'm gonna be good. Like at the end of it, I'm gonna be good. Always.
Because I'm still here.
Yeah.
I'm still doing it.
Exactly.
I'm still growing and learning. So like, how could I not?
Exactly.
How could I not?
And there's always gonna be another opportunity.
Yes.
So it's like,
and you never know like what's right around the corner.
Exactly.
Oh, that's great.
That's great. God bless.
That's great. What do you do to like stay good on that mindset? Like, do you have a practice or routine for yourself every day?
I definitely would say yeah. I would say one of the most important like routines is my morning gratitude routine. I feel like that truly does just shape every other like aspect of my day.
Yeah.
I don't really look at things with like the Debbie Downer because of how I start my day. Like I feel like how you start your day really does just impact and trickle down throughout the rest
100%,
of it. Yeah. So having a morning gratitude routine to really just like set my mentality up for like I'm having a successful day.
Yeah.
Yeah. These are all of the things that I'm thankful for. These are all the things that I have to be grateful for. And then like I feel like that energy really just like attracts more to be grateful for. And then with that, I'm like, okay, so even if I have to work today, no, like I get to work.
Yeah.
I get to create content.
The mindset,
it's
how
your
you
mindset.
speak about it.
Yes. And like that's one thing that I sometimes actually still catch myself in. I'm like, I'd rather be hanging out with friends. I have to work. No, Devin, you've wanted to be a content creator since you were a little kid. You get to work for this brand today.
Gotta check
it
yourself.
Is a privilege.
Yes.
You've wanted this dream for your entire life. It is finally materialized, and you're not about to sit here and fucking squander or bitch about it.
Yeah.
Because
Period.
It's hard, or you would rather be doing something else.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you did create this for yourself.
100%. 100%. I asked for this.
I love it. I love it. Do you see yourself doing this long term? What is like 10 years Dev doing?
10 years Dev is on set doing full-on style productions, taking you guys with me to see what it looks like behind the scenes.
Yes.
So whatever we're doing for platforms then, I'm sure YouTube will still be a thing. So I'm sure I'll
100%.
I'll be on YouTube by then. But being able to take my audience and actually like show them the behind the scenes of like the industry that I'm currently also pursuing in my like day to day.
Yeah.
Because like outside of content creation, I'm pursuing modeling, acting, voiceover work.
Yeah.
And so being able to take my audience along for that and being able to show the behind the scenes, I feel like would be really cool.
Definitely.
Also being able to do like set design or on screen like styling.
Okay.
Always been a dream.
Yeah.
Like to be able,
totally see that.
You know what I mean? To be able to style an entire cast.
That'd be great.
Lifelong dream.
Yeah.
Lifelong
and then
dream.
Also doing like little voiceovers.
You know?
Be the voiceover narrator.
You know? Like sign me up. Sign still delivered.
What would be like your dream? You're on the show. You're styling one of those characters. What does that look like?
Very Euphoria-esque. I feel
Such a good show.
Yeah, I feel like the Euphoria style, I feel like will be super fun to get into.
Yeah.
Being able to really create these characters and like have them embody their characters through their clothes. Like Euphoria did it perfectly.
Yeah.
Every character in that show, like the way that they dressed matched their personality, the way that they were styled in every episode.
Yeah.
Like you could almost foreshadow and like see certain events simply by what they were wearing.
Yeah.
And like for me, it's a storytelling like aspect of it. Like you can create an entire story simply by like what someone's wearing for an episode.
Yeah.
What someone's wearing for 10 minutes of a scene.
Yeah.
And for me, that is so powerful. And I eat it up when I watch TV. So being able to actually like take that and be on the other side of it, I know I would just be like,
yeah,
I would take it and run.
See, I love that. But for me, I'm the music person. Like the music behind a show or a movie is just like my favorite thing is when it's like, of course, the intense moments when like shit's going down, the music's just always perfect. But also like those little moments where you're not even thinking about the music because it's just so good. It's so good. So like that's probably like one of my favorite things to do with my vlog is choose the music.
Ooh. I love it. No, I definitely feel that.
So like maybe in a past life I'll do that. Maybe in the future I would love to be like the soundtrack person.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because like I love music and like I'm a Taurus, so it's big on like the mood. I have a playlist for every mood.
The emotion.
The emotions.
Being able to elicit that emotion through music.
I love it.
It's crazy.
I love it. And like, it's so good. It's so good. So maybe we'll be working on set.
You know what I mean? 10 years from now, I'll see you on set, girl. I'll see you on set.
If we're not the main stars.
Yeah. See, but that's another thing is like with how creative we are, I'm like, there's so many different things to pursue. And like, that's another thing. Like, just another thing to add to the list. Like,
yeah. How do you balance that? You have all these passions.
There's time in the day.
How do you choose like
what
to focus on?
There is truly time in the day.
Yeah.
Like if you have time to sit down and watch the TV show, you have time to sit down and apply for the like agency.
Yeah.
There's time in a day.
Yeah.
It's truly just about your priorities. If you want to be an actor and a model, look for castings, look for like, and do it both. Like if you want to be a content creator, record the journey. Like there's always time in a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can do it all.
You can do it all.
You can do it all.
You might not be able to do it all today.
Yeah.
But even there's always tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. There's always time in a day to get stuff done and to pursue what's important to you. Yeah.
And with that, I feel like you don't want it all right now.
And that's so real.
You don't want it all because then you might get overwhelmed and then
so
you don't want to do any of it.
You'd be so overwhelmed.
You don't want to rush the journey. So like we're both out here pursuing so much, like
Mhm.
modeling, acting, content creating, voiceovers, and I have my podcast, and I just started the vlogs, and like it's a lot. Like we've been doing a lot.
It's a lot, but I feel like it does also tie in.
100%.
So like you're building these skills that get you ready for your next level.
Yeah.
And you like never know that you're doing that.
Yeah.
But like unintentionally, you're leveling yourself up for the next thing that's coming your way.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like it all plays part.
Yeah. Like this, doing the podcast and especially the vlogs is helping me be a lot more comfortable on camera.
You know what I mean?
And sharing myself, and like, especially with acting, like I took one, it was like on Zoom, but like this one acting class, and it was with Mel Mack. I don't know if you know her.
Okay.
I don't really know her either. But great class. It was like an hour long, but she was having some people like get on and read the script, and she was saying like, when you go to an audition, they don't want you to just read the script. Like they want you to bring your own personal experiences, your own emotions, your own stories, and like that's how a character is built. Like they had the basic shit written out. It's about what you can bring to it. And so like with these vlogs and like the podcast, I'm like really learning how to like bring my own voice, share my own beliefs, my own personality, and
getting ready for the next level, like I said.
Yeah, because like acting is one thing I've wanted to do since I was a kid, and it's the one thing that I seem to struggle with the most still. Modeling, I did not have a dream of doing that when I was a little girl. That just started a few years ago, but that's what picked up a lot quicker. So I don't know.
And I feel like the way that it works though is like
perfect.
You know, perfectly. Like you got comfortable with being in front of a camera through modeling.
Yeah.
You're getting comfortable with being live, with being like on pods. Like it's all adding up.
Yeah.
To you being on the big screen. Like
I'm ready to be in movies. And like I've had so many auditions. I just get so nervous. So nervous. And like they can tell like the passion is there. They're like, she wants it, but like it's just not there. And like they don't tell me like, oh, you're trash, don't pursue this. It's like keep working. We're gonna hone this in. Yes. Yeah. And I know it every single time I audition or like submit self-tapes. I absolutely hate self-tapes. I hate them. I'd rather be in person, but like that's also more nerve-wracking too, to be in person. But then I'm in my mind, I'm like, well, then they'll get to actually see me.
They'll fall in love with me in person.
Yeah, even if I fuck up every single line, like maybe
they'll love me.
Yeah. So that's But I want to be in movies. I want to be in movies so bad. Yeah, I love that shit. I love it.
No, 100%. Especially like being able to like see all of these like great films from when we were kids.
Yeah.
Falling in love with these characters, being able to like being in it all and actually pursue this like a dream. It's like it's exciting. It's crazy.
It's so interesting though, because like getting into this industry, you see how like everything's done, and it's kind of sad.
It's really depressing.
Yeah.
No, 100%. The behind the scenes of the industry is glamorous. Like they paint it to me so much more glamorous than it is. Yeah.
Yeah. And also just like seeing all like the tricks that they do. Seeing what's fake, what's not.
Yeah. 100%.
Like my first experience with that kind of broke my heart a little. And I'm like, I'm never going to watch a movie the same. I do. There's some movies where I'm just like, I know you're just acting.
Yo, yeah, no,
like I can't just like see him as, wow, that's a great movie. That's a great character.
You felt like an actor.
Yeah. But that also just goes to show maybe you need to act a little better.
No, 100%. I agree with that statement.
Yeah.
No, because the movies that I can tell that you're acting, I'm only watching 15 minutes of it.
Yeah.
Like I have to feel like you are the character within the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like being in the industry, I feel like it's like a lot worse.
Yes. I'm a critic now. Yeah. I'm like, bro, what happened?
I just turn movies off. Like even something, I was watching a movie. I grew up loving iCarly. But I tried to watch a movie that just came out this year. She's not a good actress. She was terrible.
Sorry, Miranda Crosgo.
She was terrible. And like I genuinely wanted to watch this movie because there were other good actors in it. But I'm like,
no. Damn.
But I loved iCarly.
Yeah. See, and I haven't tried turning that one back on, so if we watch that like, today, we just cringed.
Did you know there's like a new one?
No.
Yeah.
They're recreating iCarly?
They're like actively doing it.
Oh, Dad. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Same actors or?
I don't think Sam is in there, but Carly and Freddie are in there.
Oh, that's wild. And that makes sense. That checks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like about their like relationship. But I saw like one clip and like Freddie has a different girlfriend, but she's like overly crazy jealous of Carly. So I don't know.
Same storyline.
Pretty much.
But Freddie has a girlfriend.
Yeah, that never happened before.
Like,
oh, I love it. But what do you love most about this life? The creative life.
this life? Ooh.
Yeah.
This life, all of the creative people that I get to meet.
Yeah.
All of the creatives that I get to work with. I feel like I've met so many different walks of life just through being like a content creator or model, aspiring actor. Like the amount of creative ideas that have flown through a room or conversation. Like I feel like we all just inspire each other, and I feel like that's like really, really profound. Yeah.
It's such a beautiful. That's like one of my favorite things too.
It's a beautiful energy to be in.
It is because like. It's too good. I don't even have the words for it.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. The energy of collaboration is...
Yeah. Because, like, everybody's just on their own journey. It's like, there's nothing more beautiful than being a creative and being surrounded by creatives. Because it's just full inspiration.
Especially creatives that see it as collaboration. Because, like, we all know, like you said, we're on our own paths.
Yeah.
We all have our own paths. There's room for all of us. Like... I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Me too.
I wholeheartedly agree.
What would you, if you had advice for new content creators?
Put yourself out there.
Yeah?
I feel like that's the biggest issue.
What does that look like?
Actually setting the camera up on a tripod and recording. No, the amount of people that have told me, I want to be a content creator so bad, but have never recorded a video.
Yeah.
It's like, where do you plan on becoming a content creator if you don't plan on recording a video?
Facts.
You don't have to have the perfect lighting. You don't have to have the perfect equipment. You just need to be comfortable setting up the camera and getting in front of it and doing your thing.
Yeah.
Anything is content these days. Do you drink coffee?
Literally.
Record yourself getting coffee. Do you make coffee at home? Record yourself making coffee. Do you go to the gym? Like, everything is content these days.
Yeah.
And if you want to become a content creator, you can become a content creator. You know, it's just a matter of setting the camera up.
Yeah. That's one thing because I feel like before I got into this, my mind and just like thinking about it, it's just like, oh no, I need to have all these great ideas. I need to have all the perfect equipment.
It'll come to you.
Yeah. And now that I'm like doing it, I'm like, I'm really just recording my life and what I do, who I am. Yeah.
Just doing it.
Just being yourself and recording it
on camera.
Yeah. It's
the beauty. It's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
It's the beauty of it. You just get to be yourself in front of a camera, and it's becoming comfortable.
Yeah.
With being yourself, and then becoming comfortable with being yourself on camera.
And like, I feel like some people will like start off trying to like play a character or
100%.
be somebody that they're not, but like, I don't recommend that because then you're gonna have to shift.
At some point, you always have to shift if you do that.
Yeah, because you're gonna grow, and then it's just gonna be like almost depriving yourself in a way because you're like, wow, I have a big community. They don't even see me.
Exactly.
You don't want that. So
no.
Don't start there. Start as you.
Exactly.
Your beautiful self.
I do like the idea though of creating a character.
Yeah.
I do like the idea of that. Not gonna lie. A lot of my skits and stuff, like if you're gonna create that kind of content, like create those characters.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like your authentic like content, like pods, Insta, stuff like that, like no, be yourself.
Yeah. Well, you have those character content.
Yeah.
But you also
show
you.
Yes. And it's that balance.
Yeah. What is it gonna look like whenever you start to like merge more into Instagram and everything? Are you gonna slow down on TikTok or
on TikTok?
on TikTok or are you gonna keep up with TikTok and then just add Instagram on top of that?
Yeah, I'll probably keep up on TikTok and just add Instagram in.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like getting to a point where I'm not just posting funnies and then random sporadic style based in like me content on TikTok.
Yeah.
So it's to a point where I can just kind of like cross promote. So it's like, okay, well,
True.
I'm funny and stylish on TikTok and I'm funny-ish and stylish on Instagram.
Yeah.
Not just funny on TikTok and stylish on Instagram.
Yeah.
You know?
Because not everyone's going to see both of those.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you noticed like a difference at all between the brand deals on Instagram and the brand deals on TikTok? Are they like any specifics?
I would say I get a lot more like app based brand deals when it comes to TikTok.
Okay.
Instagram is more so like physical product.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
I've been reaching out to a few brands.
Ooh, whom?
One of them is called Comfort Clothing. Okay. They're just loungewear.
Love.
It's cute. And they're mental health based. I'm in email discussion with them right now because I'm trying to gear more towards sponsors for the pod.
Love.
So that's my focus, and just like, today's episode is sponsored by,
there's this mental health brand that does like graphic sayings that I know does a lot of brand partnerships. I don't know if they do sponsorships.
Okay.
But let me look into it and then like, yeah, because their stuff is really cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I also just found a brand. I haven't tried any of this, but it's called Hoo Ha.
Okay.
And it's like women underwear and undergarments.
Love.
Yeah. So we love the name Hoo Ha.
Hoo Ha.
My mom used to say that when I was a kid. Go clean your hoo ha.
That is so funny.
But they are like natural underwear, and I'm like, and they're actually cute, and they have like all the styles. Like you can get like your bikini, your hipster, or your thongs.
Oh, cute.
So, but like, good for your cooch.
Okay, so then reach out to them on Instagram.
I did.
Reach out to them through email.
I need to find their email.
Find their email. You can find it on their website. It's usually on their contact.
True. Okay, yeah, let's get into this. How do you find the deals? How do you reach out? Like, how do you get their contact?
How do you get their contact? Go to their website.
Yeah?
Yeah, you have to do a lot of website scrubbing. So it's not just going to be like slapped directly on it.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times they're not going to have a PR or content creator like email just listed.
Yeah.
Like at some point you have to establish a relationship to get those emails.
True.
But the start is usually like their contact at.
Yeah.
Their info at. And if you can find that on their website, start off with your introduction. Mm-hmm. But email them, DM them, and then post as much as you can about them. So actually be a big fan. Okay. So like go on Instagram, buy the Hoo Ha underwear. Yeah. What am I wearing today? I'm wearing the Hoo Ha's, And then tag them in your story. True. Do free work that they would expect paid collaborations for. Facts. And then the next thing you know, you have somebody in your DMs responding to you. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. See, I haven't done that approach. Usually I've had really good luck with it so far. So they'll just respond once, send me the product, and then I'll try it there. God bless. So that's kind of been my experience with it. Like with the Redhead Revolution, redhead makeup. I had never tried it. I just reached out and I was just like, hey, I would love to try your products and make content for you guys. And that's another way to go about it. Bet. And so they sent it to me. And then I made them content, and they're like, oh, we love this. Can we send you more? I was like, yeah. And then I have not made that content. Deadline. Yeah. I did not give any deadline. They didn't give me any deadline. Because, like, with the first thing, and, like, this is why I'm not actively trying to pursue content creation. Because, yeah. But they sent me those products, and there was no deadlines mentioned. So I was like, okay, cool. I felt that. I've got products that I've received from like last year There was no deadlines, and technically it was gifted product.
Yeah.
But I had also said if I liked it, I would post it.
Yeah.
Never posted it. Loved the product. Like,
see, I love it, and I did eventually post it, and like I would make some story posts about it, but I wanted to like I told them I would give them like
a whole production.
Yeah.
That's what I said too. I've done story posts. You can see it on my feed. I'm wearing some of them. Like,
Yeah.
I've never done the production though. Yeah.
I did do it.
Okay.
I do it. I like it was a couple months later though.
Okay.
It was a couple months later. But they still sent me more products.
Love.
And that was probably like the end of the summer.
Love.
Have not. To be fair, I scheduled a shoot. The photographer canceled. And then I went to Europe.
And I was traveling.
Yeah. So I'm back now, and I really want to. I think about it all the time.
I feel it in my soul.
All the time.
All of the time, bro. I'm gonna do it. Like, I'm gonna do it.
I am, because I like it's. They send me all of their lipsticks,
you know,
and like I use them. They're great. I love them so much.
Just record yourself using them, girl.
I know. And I've made like I've made some story posts.
Literally.
But I know I can do more.
Like a production.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like I was working with Mark Sachet, and like we had this whole like commercial planned out, but then I left. Yeah.
It'll happen.
It will. And they're still gonna love me.
And they're
still gonna send me more products. Because they're still growing as well.
Yeah.
So.
And they understand.
Yeah.
They understand the growth.
Yeah.
The struggles that come with growth.
Definitely. Because I reached out to them, and I think my approach was like, you're a small business. I'm a small business. Let's grow together.
Beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah. It worked.
Yeah, it worked.
What has been like your favorite way to like get those brand deals?
My favorite way is when they reach out to me.
Facts.
Yeah, my favorite way is when they reach out to me, because it's just easy. It's simple.
Yeah.
I don't have to do all of this extra work.
But you already did.
In the past, yeah. I did the work to get to the point where I don't have. Yeah.
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 That's the best. That is the best.
Lay that foundation and make it strong.
Yeah.
Yeah. It makes things easier.
Yeah. Where do they reach out to you the most?
Email.
Okay. See, I'm always like...
Email is not dead.
Well, no, I email a lot, but like, how can you decipher between scams?
If it's at their company website.
Okay.
Yeah, you should never be doing outreach to like a reputable brand with like an @Gmail.
Yeah.
Or like Yahoo. I don't know if people still use Yahoo, but like if it's not at their website, like it's not for me.
I feel like some people can like fake emails. Like the scammers are good out here.
I have never personally experienced that.
Okay.
And in any instance where you're questioning it, reach out to their contact @. Yeah. Reach out to their info and be like, hey, I received this email. Want to make sure that I'm not being toyed with type.
Yeah.
You know?
Because there's so many, like, with that one, the next agency.
Yeah.
That scam.
Yeah.
I hated that.
That one was actually crazy.
Yeah.
I was so excited for you.
Yeah. Me too. And then next thing you know, the agency's posting the scam on their page. Don't fall for this.
Like...
So it happens. They'll get you. And like, I think the worst scam outside of the industry that I ever experienced is when I got a scam call from my bank's caller ID.
Oh, wow.
And their phone number. I don't know how the fuck.
That's crazy.
They took my money though. And they never gave it back. The bank never gave it back.
That's crazy.
And I literally went into the bank, and I was in the parking lot when I got this call. I don't know why I didn't go inside. Because it seemed a little sketch.
I would have went inside immediately.
Yeah.
You said, no, it's fine.
But I trusted it because it was their number. So I'm like, okay.
Scam is going to scam.
Yeah. Don't fall for it, though. Always dive in.
Always do your investigation.
Like, do your research. Yeah. Because I feel like some people are like, I don't know, maybe it's just a mindset I had before, but like scared to like question it.
Okay, yeah.
Because you're like, well, if I'm questioning you too much, well, what if they just don't want me? I don't know.
I feel that.
Yeah.
I mean, never be scared to ask questions and always ask follow-ups. Like,
yeah.
I would ask them straight up, like deliverables, their expectations, all of these different things. If you feel like it might be a scam, like ask questions.
Yeah.
Ask questions.
Because the scammers will start to get defensive.
You know? Like, ask questions.
Yeah.
A real reputable brand is going to want to have all of those answered before you start your project.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Facts.
Like, they're not going to want to have, like, any gray area
Yeah.
when you're creating something for their brand. Like, everything should be very much so, like, transparent.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're going to accept the questions with grace. Like, they're going to want you to ask questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Okay. I feel like we've covered
a lot.
Yeah. Do you have any questions for me or for the audience?
I don't know if I have any questions, but I would say start posting. I'm going to leave it with that. If you want to become a content creator, start posting.
Yeah. Anything.
Like, just start
Literally
creating.
Anything. Yeah. I love it. Okay.
Thank you for having me for your 33rd episode.
Thank you for being here.
No, for real.
You're such a doll.
This was cool.
Yeah. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope that this gave you so many insights, so many tips, and now you're going to become the best full-time content creator you ever could be, and live out your dreams, and live your best life, and be your own boss, because that's the way the world is now. That's our generation. We don't want a boss.
That's our generation. We want to work for ourselves.
Yeah.
That's so real.
And we're all doing it for real.
We said we're not going to work for someone else, and I'm going to make it happen.
We're not going to work in factories.
Literally.
The fuck? Yeah.
Or in corporate offices.
No. Not at all. We're all just going to become millionaires in our 20s and travel the world and live in a van.
That's how fun it's called.
I love it. But, yes, thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I appreciate you coming back every Monday and Thursday because we have 2 days a week now. It's been like that for a while, but it's not stopping. So I appreciate you for being here and for being a phenomenal audience. And if you loved this episode, wait. Where can they find you?
Ooh, y'all can find me on Instagram and TikTok. Both handles are Dandy Reece. So that's my first initial D, Andy, ANDE, REECE.
I love it. And I'll put that down below in case you didn't catch that. Just in case. But yes, if you love this episode and if you love this guy, because he's fucking phenomenal, go check out his content because it's truly
one of a kind.
One of a kind, literally. Go check that out. Share this episode with your friends. Share it with the people that need it the most. Give it a rate. Give it a review. And we'll see you back on